they didn't upset you. And I know that probably sounds completely 100% ridiculous because someone may have insulted you. They may have ignored you, rejected you, or said something that felt incredibly hurtful. I get it, I've been there. But hear me out. They didn't place that emotion inside of you. They just simply bumped into something that was already there. Think of them as the spark, but the emotional fuel came from within. Stay with me because understanding this single idea might completely change your relationships forever. Now, before anyone misunderstands me, I'm not talking about abuse. I'm not talking about that. I'm not saying that harmful behaviors is acceptable. Because if someone lies to you, if they beat you, if they manipulate you, or physically harm you in any way, I'm out here looking for alligators, they are 100%, responsible for their actions. I don't see any yet. I believe and I know that healthy boundaries matter. Leaving unsafe situations matter, and protecting yourself matters. What I'm talking about today is something completely different. I'm talking about how two people can experience the exact same event and have completely different emotional reactions. See, modern psychology, it's like they've been studying this for decades. One of the foundational, I'm like checking for alligators, sorry. One of the foundational cognitive behavioral therapies is it is the event itself that creates our emotional experience. Meaning, it's the meaning our mind gives that event. See, this is going to make a lot of sense and change the way you see, like I said, all of your current and future relationships, and most importantly, the one that you have with yourself. Okay? So think about this. Imagine two people. They receive the exact same criticism. One thinks, oh man, I'm a failure, while the other thinks that's interesting feedback and can just take it and they make a positive change. It's the same words, but a completely different emotional experience. You can ask yourself why? Because the comment wasn't the emotion. The interpretation was. Your nervous system reacts before your mind. Now, I want to go a little deeper, but I got to get out of the sun, so hold on. Phew, that's better. Sorry, it's really hot here. I love to come to this place to look for alligators. Usually they're just like kind of hanging out and swimming around by the dock, but none today. But back to what I was saying, let's go a little deeper. Your nervous system doesn't ask, is this true? It asks, does this feel familiar? So honey, if you grew up feeling rejected, being ignored, maybe not chosen in some way, today may activate that old wound, right? And if you grew up being criticized, one small comment can just feel enormous. Your body reacts before your logical mind even has the time to think. This is why we call them triggers. You get triggered. And it's not because another person inserted emotion in you, but because they activated something your nervous system had already just stored, and it's been in there, just living in there. So reality transurfing, which I talk about a lot, and Bashar, who I listen to, this is one of the reasons that it fascinates me, because it suggests that external reality is constantly just reminding and interacting with our internal state. Not because the world controls us, but because our perception creates the experience we have of it. Bashar teaches something similar. He often says, we don't create your state. They just reveal your state. Meaning, people aren't giving you that emotion. They're just revealing that emotion inside of you. So if someone calls you selfish and nothing inside of you believes it, you'll probably just laugh it off and act like nothing happened. But if a tiny little part of you already fears that you could be selfish, honey, those exact words are going to suddenly like stab you and hurt right? Why? It's because the words didn't create the belief. They just exposed it. They just bumped up next to it. Think of it as like a mirror. It's not a weapon. So imagine someone walks up carrying a flashlight, and the flashlight doesn't create what's in the room. It just simply illuminates it. So people that you get upset with often do the same thing. So some are going to reveal your competence, others are going to reveal your insecurities. You're going to see your passion come out, what you're compassionate about, what you're angry about, what lights you up. So they're not always creating what's inside of us. Sometimes they're just simply shining the light on it. Think of it like that flashlight. I like that analogy. God, I'm thirsty. But this doesn't excuse poor behavior. I'm not saying that. I want to be crystal clear. The idea does not mean that mean people can't be held for their own behavior. Someone can absolutely be cruel. I know. They can be abusive, manipulative, or violent. That behavior, their responsibility. Your healing is yours. Those are two totally separate, different conversations. So stop holding someone accountable. All right? While asking yourself, what is the experience revealing about me? Right? Both can be true. Here's why this changes everything. Because the moment you stop saying, they made me feel this way, or you did this and this really bothered me and this really hurt me, start asking, what inside of me responded so strongly? Because then you're going to regain your power back. Because now, instead of trying to change everyone else and friggin' argue with this person to make yourself right, you begin understanding yourself and growing and evolving, which is what we're here to do. I feel like awareness is where healing, it all begins. So challenge yourself with this. Here's something I'd love for you to try this week. The next time someone triggers you, don't immediately ask, why did they do that? Or try to fight with them, and prove your point and tell them how hurt you are. Instead, ask yourself, what belief inside of me just got activated? Was it that I'm not enough? Was it that I'm being rejected? Maybe I'm not being respected. I'm not feeling safe. Just notice it. Notice it without judgment. You don't got to tell anybody. You don't even got to leave it in the comment. Just notice it. Because baby, awareness is the first step moving towards freedom. This is just freeing you, because this is only going to hurt you in the end, right? So maybe people aren't entering our lives simply just to make us happy or to make us angry. Maybe, just maybe, and this is what I believe, they're teaching us and revealing the parts of ourselves that are still asking to be healed. And maybe that's one of the greatest gifts another human being can give us. So I truly believe that we're all connected, which I am making a video on that. Stay put and stay hold, because I just recently listened to an incredible podcast and some scientific facts how we are all connected, which kind of really blew me for a loop. But anyways, try this, and don't be hard on yourself and don't judge yourself. Life is supposed to be fun and easy. No one's maybe people are trying to deliberately hurt you, but remember, people are only operating from their best conscience. And anytime something's struck up inside of you, it's you that holds the emotion. People can't make you feel a certain way. So I hope this resonated and helps in any way. I really am upset that we didn't see any gators. Usually I see them when I come out here. I was a little skeeved out. I don't know if skeeved is a word, but I've never come here to this park and it's been vacant. Like, there's no one here. There's like one ranger. And I know they're always like hunting pythons here because there are problems. So they have to remove them, which is sad. But they're eating the alligators. It's really cool when I can see them. So I don't know. I'll try to stop in here again if I'm on the road for work over this way and get a little record and make a video for you all. So, but anyways, with that, much peace and love. And I cannot wait to see you in the next video.